Happy Monday, everyone. We had an exciting weekend of esports, and if you missed it, don't worry, we've got you covered. I'm Stella Chung, and in today's Compete Fix, we have your ALGS Split 2 playoffs results and the drama leading up to the LAN, the Ludwig $1 million YouTube poker tournament results, and the Cloud9 roster shakeup for LCS. Apex Legends Global Series Split 2 Playoffs was a LAN event this weekend in Sweden, and while it was incredible to see Apex back in a LAN setting, it was not without its major problems. Leading up to announcing the LAN, the first in 2.5 years since the pandemic, EA was not going to pay for travel expenses for all the pro teams who qualified. Instead, they would cover just the top 5 teams in APAC North, EMEA, and NA, and only the top 2 teams in APAC South and South America. Their stance changed after a huge outcry from the community, and all travel was provided for all teams. However, as teams made their way to ALGS, more EA policies came to light that made no sense. A few teams, Cloud9 included, had members test positive for COVID after international travel, and those players were banned from playing in the tournament. EA did not have any isolation rooms prepared for where players who tested positive could still participate in the tournament. For comparison, Riot's Valorant Champions Tour had set up isolated rooms just in case players did test positive, since those players rightfully qualified and deserved to participate. The affected teams at ALGS had to scramble to find substitutes and felt they were at a disadvantage for having to pivot so last minute. But that wasn't the only disadvantage teams had at the LAN. It was soon discovered that the PCs provided at the tournament location were not what they were promised. The teams were looking forward to PCs with RTX 3080s and 11th gen i7s, but were instead given PCs with RTX 2070s that had massive frame drops in-game, with just one Gibraltar Ultimate being dropped. There were no other changes to the PCs before the playoffs started, and despite the issues leading up to the event, the teams played as well as they could and created an incredible LAN experience for Apex. Apex South showed up as the region to watch as Reignite took the finals into Game 7. Reignite was missing a player due to COVID testing and still came out on top as they landed some of the best Kraber shots in the tournament and shocked the community by beating out Liquid, TSM, Optic, and NRG for the top spot. Every team in the Split 2 playoffs qualified for the ALGS Championship automatically, but the final 10 spots will be determined by each region's last chance qualifiers that will start next week. The championship is scheduled to be in Raleigh, North Carolina, July 7 to 10, so hopefully EA learned from their mistakes in this LAN to better prepare for the championship. Moving on to poker, you heard me. Popular streamer Ludwig held a $1 million influencer poker tournament on Sunday that featured XQC, Mr. Beast, Ninja, and more. Ludwig also brought in 2 professional players, Phil Hellmuth and Tom Dwan, in his tournament streamed on YouTube. Ninja had an incredible moment in the tournament where he faced off against Hellmuth and needed a lucky card to win and pulled just what he needed, ending the play with Ninja and Hellmuth on a straight, so they would both split the pot.
Imagine if you want a good night.
Overall, though, professional chess player Alexandra Botez took first place, Mr. Beast claimed second. Still, it was a fun event that showcased a fun cross-section of streaming and poker that lasted almost 9 hours. Moving from poker to League of Legends, C9 is looking to bring up Zven from the Academy team for the LCS 2022 Summer Split. Zven hasn't started since the 2021 World Championship, but this isn't the only change rumored, as Zven will also be role swapping to the support role. Meanwhile, Cloud9 is looking to bring back Jensen to the mid lane, who spent 3 years with the team before moving to Team Liquid at the end of 2018. That leaves newly minted mid laner Fudge heading back up to the top lane if all the reports are true. Here's to seeing how Cloud9 will perform with their new roster lineup in the LCS Summer Split. Did you watch ALGS this weekend? If so, what did you think of seeing the first Apex LAN event in 2 years? Also, how well do you think you would have done in Ludwig's poker tournament? Let us know. I'm Stella Chung, and now that you're all caught up on esports news, be sure to check out our feature piece on how StarCraft changed an entire country on IGN Compete. And of course, for more esports news, be sure to stay right here at IGN.